Hi everyone. My name is Robert Moussetis, and I teach international business at North Central College. I've been here for over 22 years, and I was fortunate enough to have traveled extensively with hundreds of students, possibly over 1,000 students by now, in all parts of the world, from China to Mongolia to Peru to many places in Europe. We've been, for example, many times in Italy, Greece, France, Germany, and so on. So, what I would like to do right now is give you a little context. And I think it's important to understand why study abroad and study abroad experiences are important. And before I tell you a few things about the course, as you know, you're going into college to engage some academics, and some say that the GPA will count. It does count as a way of companies to sort out the students who are a little bit more engaged than others. And this used to be sufficient for someone to engage in a career and a successful career. However, for the past 15 years, I would say, increasingly, we see a change of dynamics in what constitutes success. Um, and I would call them the three pillars of success. One is internships, meaningful internships. Secondly, some project you did in college that was not required. And third, and most importantly, study abroad. I think those three constitute, if you will, success today. And the more you have one, two, or three, all three of them, it would determine choices for your future employers. And but let's explore this for a second. Why employers are attracted to individuals who have studied abroad? There are two answers to this: curiosity and engagement. In other words, employers are interested to know to what degree you engage and how far do you take your curiosities. And over the years, I have developed, if you will, a graph that best describes what employers are basically are looking. So, though, for someone who has studied abroad, they have demonstrated that their curiosity and engagement are very high. And those are the people that they get picked first for careers. So when you study abroad, you have demonstrated you had the curiosity to go somewhere and you engage. Because a lot of students who wish that they wanted to go somewhere, but they never engage. So the combination of those two already demonstrating to an employer that you are a candidate they would like. But there is more information. I think study abroad today puts you among the top 5% of all US graduating seniors. So you are on a class of your own. Secondly, uh, if you add the internships and the meaningful projects, you're probably at about a 1%. And lastly, and most importantly, think about this: 96% of the world's population does not live in this country. And despite all the problems we're facing today in the world is going to become more global. I have characterized the challenges of our time as a pause to globalization, but we will never go back. So, despite what we think historically, eh, all the facts point us to the direction we will become more globalized. So when you're 30 or 40 years old, you will see even more globalization. So, having said this, being prepared for that future starts with your study abroad in college. And the best time to do it, to be honest with you, is in college, because after college, life takes over and it becomes increasingly very hard. I cannot tell you how many graduates I have had in the past who wish they had gone but didn't and regret it. So in life, uh, you you can fail, but you don't want to have regrets. So now a few things about the course. I think the midterm courses are primarily to get some cross-cultural experience, to see how the other 96% lives. For this particular course, we're going to visit Greece and France. The course basically explores the, the challenge, if you will, we have with democracy today. And we start from Greece, which is the birth of democracy, and then we move on to France, which is a center country for the European Union. And for those who are not familiar with the European Union, a collection of 28 countries, possibly 27 if Britain leaves, but it's an attempt to create what possibly the future may look like. And therefore, there is a lot of dynamics regarding democracy and the future of democracy in the context of globalization. Uh, what we'll do in the spring term, we'll have a pre-globalization course, if you will. Basically, we're going to expose you to globalization issues and more specifically how they relate to France and Greece. We'll have more information later, but if you're interested, I have included Professor's Muck's email and my email. It's for myself. It's I just want to make it clear. I will be there. I will travel with you, but it's not clear if I'm going to participate in the course yet because I'm on sabbatical in the spring term. But with what's going on now with the pandemic, it's not entirely clear where will I be in January. But nevertheless, feel free to email to both professors, and we'll be happy to answer any other questions you may have regarding the trip. It's fair to say that last year's students did not get to go. So there is already a group of students who made a commitment to go. Therefore, we're going to have a limited amount of positions. So if you're interested, please let us know as soon as possible if you have more questions. And so you can make sure you're enrolled, and then we can follow from there. Uh, Finally, I want to say I've been thinking a lot about this pandemic and how the challenges have been created for everyone. But then I think of my parents who grew up in World War II in extreme poverty and hunger. And I say, well, I think if they could get through that, we will get through this. So I remain optimistic and I hope to see you all in May. Take care.